I think Bud beat Canelo. Like I said, I've been saying this. I don't think size win fights. I think skills do. So yeah, I think like being a southpaw with good movement and sharp boxing, it'd be hard for Canelo with that high guard to walk him down and load up on them big hooks. I think Bud beat Canelo.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shot?
The highly anticipated face-to-face between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford took place during a high-stakes press tour ahead of their blockbuster super middleweight clash on September 13th. 2025 in Las Vegas, in the gripping confrontation dramatically staged during the Riyadh season press events, both fighters locked eyes under the watchful lens of international media, exchanging firm glances and took confident proclamations. It was a staged, mad moment of silent tension. Canelo's steely gaze contrasted with Crawford's resolute calm, each man foreshadowing the collision of styles and legacies in the ring. The build-up has been billed as nothing short of the fight of the century, a showdown featuring two of boxing's pound-for-pound elite stepping into combat for undisputed super middleweight supremacy.
More unrelated to this fight, but Turkey made it seem like you weren't going to be promoting the Terence Crawford-Canelo fight. Is there anything you can kind of clear up on that?
He made it feel like I wasn't?
Yeah, well, he said that someone else was promoting it. He didn't say no TKO, he just didn't include your name in a tweet, and people kind of freaked out online about like, where'd Dana go?
I'm going to tell you what's awesome, man. So there's a lot of things about boxing, but they don't say shit. I mean, nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing.
Canelo Alvarez, a well-known Mexican boxer, is a champion across 4 weight divisions and the reigning undisputed super middleweight title holder, renowned for his remarkable power, defensive prowess, and versatility. In the ring, Canelo has triumphed over many of boxing's biggest stars, cementing his legacy as one of the sport's elite fighters.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, you know, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's one tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow up.
Terence Crawford from Omaha, Nebraska, is also a multi-division world champion, having held titles in the lightweight light, welterweight, and super welterweight divisions. Renowned for his switch-hitting ability, ring IQ, and knockout power, Crawford became the undisputed welterweight champion after his victory over Errol Spence Jr.
All right, we have to talk about this. Terence Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around. All right, Crawford, pound for pound #1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anywhere. I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's gonna be at 168. Plus, I'm not gonna get any credit if I beat a Terence Crawford. It would be like Terence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not gonna get credit for that. Terence Crawford is a special fighter. He is like a Floyd and a Manny that can move up to weight classes, carry his power, can beat up bigger guys. He's a special.
Alvarez stands as a dominant force in the super middleweight division, boasting a professional record of 63 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws with 39 knockouts. His accolades include titles in 4 weight classes: super middleweight, middleweight junior middleweight, and light. Heavyweight, notably Alvarez, became the first undisputed super middleweight champion in 2021.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
At 5 feet 8 inches and 34 years old, Alvarez combines power, agility, and experience, making him a formidable opponent. His recent victories, such as the unanimous decision win over William Skull in May 2025, reaffirm his elite status. Despite the challenges posed by younger and rising talents, Alvarez's technical prowess and ring IQ continue to set him apart.
Fought Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo's just whiffing. It was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Crawford emphasized that physical stature isn't what defines this matchup. He reminded everyone that he and Canelo share the same height and even possess longer reach. Crawford said of Canelo, he's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. He's 5 feet 8 inches, and I'm 5 feet 8 inches in, and my arms are longer than his. He dismissed the narrative of a size imbalance, pinpointing that the true gap isn't in height, but in Canelo's habitual weight classes. While Crawford has grown through the divisions from lightweight to his most recent division at light middleweight, Canelo spent time as high as light heavyweight.
The Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, so that fight would be good.
How is Crawford, his composure, going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah. He's the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6 if you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. When a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few have, I can't count him out in anything.
Canelo, after initially downplaying the fight with Crawford, shifted to a more open stance, saying he would be willing to fight anyone if it made sense financially. And in terms of legacy, Terence Crawford didn't take a tune-up fight before facing Canelo because it could have caused him more hardships. Moving up to 168 pounds is already a challenge, and going against a top fighter like Canelo without a warm-up fight makes it even. Tougher analysts argue that Crawford won't perform well at this weight class, especially against someone as skilled as Canelo. Many believe this fight isn't about competition, but more of a money grab, with Crawford risking his reputation. The general consensus is that Crawford's chances of beating Canelo are slim, making the matchup more about profit than sport.
How is Terence Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? We need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. Well, both can have a bit of similarities. The speed, reflexes, technical prowess, IQ, timing, counterpunching, lateral movement. It's just too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own success in September. And then you have Dimitri. The speed, the technical prowess, the IQ, the length is too much. So essentially, Terence Crawford is going to have to beat Canelo in a way that nobody has ever beaten him or gave him any issues in. I'm going to tell you exactly how Crawford's going to fight. He's going to fight like his damn self. It's too late in his career to change up the game plan. It's too late in his career for him to want to change up the game plan coming to a fight of this magnitude with a style he's never fought before. That will be a recipe for disaster. He's going to be more than likely off the back foot. He's going to be looking for counter shots. And I think there will be a point in this fight where he's simply just trying to survive. I like Crawford. He's an amazing pound-for-pound fighter. Different animal at 168. This is one of the greatest of all time. I see win scenarios for him, but I don't see him being realistic. I can see him fighting off the back foot, using his speed, timing, and feet to stay away from Canelo, but that's very, very, very unlikely, damn near impossible.
In one of his lighter moments, Canelo reportedly mentioned that the fight with Crawford would be easy money, hinting at a payday as high as $150 million. This massive financial incentive is one of the key reasons both fighters are entertaining the idea of a crossover. About such sums reflect the mega fight status that this match could potentially have, considering their star power and legacies. However, Crawford responds to his comments saying people doubt his move up in weight, claiming he'll have a tough time. He points out that Canelo also moved up in weight and lost, but Terence went up and won. Crawford uses this to show he can handle the challenge and prove doubters wrong, confident in his ability to succeed at higher weight classes despite the skepticism.
All the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
If it's what I want, I'm gonna take it. You know,
Would you put a rehydration clause?
We'll see. I don't like to talk about other fights.
You understand, like that's the fight that everyone wants to see. That's the fight that fans want to see you when they're with. You understand?
I understand that. Same happened with Golovkin.
Yeah, and it happened.
And same happened with Carlos.
And it happened.
And same with Emilio Sanders.
And it happened. I think it happened.
And with Troll, and with Mayweather, and with Cotto.
That's why I believe the fight happened. Would you ever go up to 175? Because 168, I feel like you fought everybody. They're taking belts away from you. 175, you got Benavidez, you got Morrell, you got the rematch with Bivol.
If I go 175, that's pretty much
that would be the first one. But then you can look around and see what's out there at 175.
And then wait.
Would you make a Crawford's performance against Masvidal?
I think he knows why he's there. He make a good fight. But for me, I think the fight or the draw would be the other side.
He was saying your name a lot all week. I was out there
because
in LA.
he want to say the fight. If they don't talk about me, they don't say it.
Would you look at a fight with Crawford? Because in the past you told me no.
If the money is right,
money's got to be big.
I don't like fighters.
If you want to say 168 or look at 175.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford acknowledged that a showdown with Canelo Alvarez would represent the biggest fight of his career. Speaking candidly, he admitted the stakes aren't just about legacy money, now plays a massive role in his decisions. Crawford explained that after skyrocketing to fame and achieving undisputed championships across 4 weight divisions, he's at a stage where financial considerations weigh heavily alongside legacy. Earlier in his career, Crawford's motives were purely competitive. Now, as he contemplates the risk-reward balance of facing a global superstar like Canelo, a lucrative payday becomes a key motivator. Despite the pressure of moving up in weight, Crawford understands the stakes both in terms of his place in boxing history and the financial security such a blockbuster bout offers he expressed enthusiasm about the matchup, drawing parallels to his excitement about a possible fight with Manny Pacquiao earlier in his career.
Nothing.
No.
You just need like dragons to slay. You know what I mean? Like at this point in your life, you can't even fight a regular fighter.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I get excited when I don't know why. I get excited when I talk about Canelo like I used to get excited about Pacquiao.
Really?
You know, I used to get so excited. Like, man, I'm gonna be able to fight Pacquiao. You know, because
is that the one you think got away?
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. I tried my ass off.
What stopped that fight from happening?
They didn't want to fight.
It's too dangerous.
They didn't want to fight. Freddie Roach said he didn't want to fight. Pacquiao handlers didn't want to fight. You know, I believe Pacquiao, as a fighter, he wanted to fight, but...
Renowned boxing analyst Teddy Atlas offers a nuanced perspective on the showdown between Canelo and Crawford while acknowledging Alvarez's accomplishments and skill. Atlas suggests that Crawford is in a league of his own, real special. In his words, he notes that Alvarez, though still a formidable fighter, does not exhibit the same dominance he once had. Atlas points out that Alvarez's physical condition and ring performance have shown signs of decline. The once invincible force now appears less explosive and dynamic. In contrast, Crawford remains a top-tier athlete, maintaining speed, precision, and tactical versatility that set him apart from his peers.
Come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." You know, but who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it, and he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. You know, a unified champion that he's been. You know, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, you know, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who has faced both Canelo and Crawford in the ring, offers a unique perspective on their showdown. While acknowledging Canelo's formidable power, Khan emphasizes that Crawford's superior ring intelligence, movement, and speed could be the decisive factors in the bout. Khan notes that Crawford's ability to make opponents miss-counter effectively sets him apart even against elite fighters like Canelo. He believes that Crawford's exceptional boxing IQ and adaptability will enable him to navigate the challenges posed by Canelo's strength and experience.
Gone either way because I had probably Skull winning by 2 rounds. I mean, I like Canelo. I think he's a great fighter, but the thing is, I think that he was looking he was picking the shots better and landing the better, cleaner shots. Canelo was marked up a little bit, but look, it could have gone either way. Anyway, regardless how the fight went, it was a great performance by both fighters, but it's made a bigger fight happen now with Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford, but from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tighter and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need...
Terence Crawford views the fight as the most significant opportunity of his career. He acknowledges Canelo Alvarez as the face of boxing and is eager to showcase his skills on such a grand stage. Crawford's confidence and readiness to seize this moment reflect his ambition to cement his legacy in the sport. Canelo Alvarez hopes that Crawford approaches the fight with a mindset geared toward delivering an exciting performance. Reflecting on his bout with William Skull, Alvarez expresses a desire for Opponents who aim to engage rather than merely survive the rounds, he believes fans deserve a thrilling contest and expects Crawford to rise to the occasion.
A joking mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box
I
on
hope
that
not.
side?
I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think that's do it.
Who do you think will win this clash, Canelo's power or Crawford's? IQ, drop your pick below.